you're out, right? So you cannot use somebody else's code. You have to write this from ground up. Okay, you can use the standard library. You can use somebody else's pattern, but you write down the code. That's the learning process. But you cannot just copy somebody else's code and stick it in. Okay, that's if you got it. I mean, actually, we have tools basically running that. If you got caught, then it's out of my hand immediately. Okay, I mean the consequence. So that's something really important to keep in mind. You can't just copy somebody else's code and put it in your code. That doesn't work. Okay, basically here we are asking you to write code.
I mean, my question is, what do you want what do you think just our code?
Oh, I see. Yes, your code, first of all, and also so basically you give the project manager a repository he will go to without you. Okay, this is a great question. I now understand your question. This is a great question. Oh, I'll get to you. So basically, you give the project manager a pointer, a white link to a repository of yours. You set up. He will not talk to you. He will go to that website, and he will expect a README there to walk him through how to download your code, how to check out your code, how to build your code, and how to run your code without you there. Okay? Your source code should be there. Every document should be there. He is just the customer collecting the deliverable there. You are not in the room.
I remember reading something about a presentation.
Yes.
5 minutes.
Yes. 5 minutes. So eventually, that's what you need to deliver to us. Okay? Then last 2 days of the term, he will schedule a one-on-one presentation for you to demo the code, to make sure that you actually know the code. It's your code. Okay? So basically, we have several checks going on. We'll want you to deliver the code to us in a way that we don't need you in the room, because this is really delivery, right? So we can. So if you deliver some software to somebody else, you cannot just go there. Whenever they need you, go over there. That doesn't work. That's not how software delivery is actually happening, right? You deliver code, right? So then they can ask you questions if they want to, but they may not. Okay? So basically, what do we need? Your documentation or your source code as the final delivery. That's the last stage of our project. Okay? Remember, we have several stages of our project. Okay? On June 6th, that's your project deliverable. Your project report and final deliverable will be basically what you have done for the project, and also give us instruction of where to fund your code, download your code, build your code, run your code, and exactly get the functionality you demo to us in the 5-minute demo you'll schedule with the project manager. Make sense? That will be your June 6th deliverable. That's a great clarification question.
What was your TA's name?
iPhone,
iPhone.
Greeter. I mean, not Greeter, our project manager.
Project manager, right. So on Thursday, he was showing us an example that included a Heroku interface. So like Heroku is like, they're like a hosting service, and they have like plugins, so that you can get like a plugin for a login page and a plugin for users. Like what are there restrictions for using this, or do you have to like code a server from scratch?
No, you don't have to. So if that's what he provides to you, you can use that based on your project on that. Okay?
I mean, he didn't provide it, he just like showed it while he was going through.
Oh, okay. So if he's not providing any code to you,
I
oh,
don't really
okay.
know.
No, so this is actually meant to be coded up from ground up.
Right, but like, to what extent are we allowed to use libraries?
Library is fine.
Okay.
Library is fine.
So no hosting services?
No.
or
No,
hosting
you are supposed to host.
services on our machines?
Yeah,
or-
on your machine. So basically, your laptop is the server and also the client.
So it's local host?
Local host.
Okay.
Basically, yes.
We don't have to worry about getting a.
No, that would be no. So I'm not asking you to pay for Amazon hosting
No,
service.
they have like free demos.
Yeah, we also have, you can actually host with CAT, but that will, so I'm not going to ask for that complication. So basically, you host a server, it's not even a web server, so it's basically your program, listening
Open a
to.
socket to local host.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, this is your Java program, basically. This Java program listening on one of a few ports on your local machine. And then you run another program locally, or several other programs locally, which can connect to that server program through your local socket port, right? It doesn't matter if it's local socket port or the socket doesn't care where your connection is. If you set it up to be local, it's local. If set it up to be remote, it's remote, right? That's a great. So basically, I want you to base your program on top of socket program. Yeah, that's it.
Your schedule says that the requirements document is due on the 25th, but the syllabus says it's due on the 23rd, which is,
This is according to the schedule published here.
okay.
Yes. So essentially, here.
That applies to the other parts of the,
So if you syllabus is the very beginning. We will make small adjustment as we go, right? So according to the project web page and homework web page,
okay.
and also certainly we'll set up the D2L. If certainly D2L has some discrepancy with anything published on our website, let us know. We'll make sure it's consistent. Make sense?
As far as, yeah, the local hosting, if we wanted to, so we're just gonna accept connections from inside, from our own computer, so
Yeah.
we wouldn't have someone else helping us test.
No,
and
so this
interact
is
with them.
your own program. So certainly you can certainly, we can always make the project a lot more interesting. For instance, I can say, your chat client has to work with her chat client. Okay, so that will make the project a lot more interesting, but I think most of you guys will probably complain. I mean, because yeah, it's really hard so if here, I don't want you guys to get into some kind of coordination nightmare. I mean, when you pair up somebody and you couldn't get that going or something like that, okay, he couldn't finish or she couldn't finish, and kind of, so basically this is all on you.
Right, I
Okay.
guess what I meant to ask was just that if we want to interact with another person, chat with another person, how would that work? If the server is on our computer at home or laptop or whatever it is?
Yeah, so that's why, this is for local hosting is for your simplification. So you can always host this up so that you can chat with somebody else.
Mhm.
It doesn't change your program, just
Okay.
that you have to set up a server,
Right.
give it address and port name, and the socket will take care of the
Got it.
rest.
Yeah.
So work it just like that.
Okay.
If you wanted to test it, you could just open two windows
Yeah.
Right.
and chat.
Locally,
Yeah.
you can basically you can have a server listening on multiple ports. You have your or even the same port. There are ways to do it. So you have multiple client window open up. They are actually separate programs. So you can chat basically your left hand chat with your right hand.
Right, yeah, that's not as much fun as I was thinking.
Yeah. So but if you can certainly set it up really using socket program.
Yeah.
On your two machines or multiple machines you have access to, and we have plenty of machines you can utilize here.
Mhm.
In our department, you can just set up your way. So that's more. I'm not requiring you to do that. That's the thing. So basically, So I got a complaint like, okay, I don't have multiple machines, okay? Yeah, okay, well, make sure that this can be done on a single machine.
Yeah, then
That-
build it
You
up.
see, so we have all kinds of pushback when we give a harder project.
Yeah.
So we don't want people have undue burden, so you say, oh, I need a multiple machine. So yeah, you don't. So essentially, if you have a laptop or if you go to a lab machine we have here, you have all the facility you need to program this project, right? So I'm not going beyond anything like, okay, you have access to Amazon Cloud, then you have better case making the project work better. No, if you have a laptop, you're all set. This is very simple basic level programming. If you have a laptop for 5 years old, it still works like a charm, right? So if you don't have a laptop, you can always go to our lab machine. It have everything set up, all ready to go. No worries. So essentially, we want to make sure that everybody is not constrained by resource and can finish the project. We have a question over here? No? Okay. So essentially, the project is fairly straightforward. But the goal is for you to demonstrate you can manage a project of this complexity on your own. Multiple programs running, not just single program. Single program is already, I think it's all on window for you guys right now. I mean, basically, that's something in the past, okay? In the past, you already crossed the bridge. There's no way to turn back, going to one single-threaded program running at the same, running on your machine. That's the only thing running. No, you guys are way better than that. So you're moving on, okay? So here is you are actually dealing with not only. So as you can imagine, you have a client right here, client number 2, at least. To make it fun, right? That's why. So you at least have two clients to make it fun, right? Otherwise, you're not even testing the whole program, right? So essentially, it's connected to server as well. And here you got client 2 and client 1. Both of them can log on the server, can find each other, can talk to each other, just like you would be able to talk to somebody real time when they're online and send a message when they're offline. Okay, so we all have experience on this kind of chat programs, and your goal is to analyze this specification to the point you implement the minimum piece of software which will satisfy this requirement. If you want to implement more, learn more, up to you. But for passing our class, you only need to implement the minimum product to pass this class. Questions? There is no collaboration here among you guys. So this is an individual project. And this is definitely tailored for your level. You're learning a little bit of new thing, like socket programming, right? That's something you have to learn. You're managing, to have meaningful tasks, 3 programs running at the same time. Communicate, okay? That's already up the complexity you learned before, okay? Then essentially you have to save your data here. You can't lose your chat, otherwise your user will be really mad, right? The chat history will be logged right here on the server, right? This is like Facebook. You can always go to Facebook and retrieve all these messages, right? So you can exchange information. So between different users. Okay. So you have a chat server, indefinite number of chat client. This is something we're not going to try 10,000 on you or that kind of thing. If you can do 2, we probably will be okay. You hit the minimum bar, right? You have a.
I think you need to have at least 3 to make sure that the one-to-one.
Yeah, one to many. Yeah, one to many. Right. So one to several many instead of one to one. Right. That's right. So essentially, we're not going to try on 5,000. We're going to try the Facebook user base on you. That's not how we're going to test your program. But that will be really interesting. Okay, that's why Yahoo is no longer here, but Facebook is here. Basically, this is Yahoo's problem. Yahoo never had a strong network system infrastructure. Basically, they came up with all these great ideas about mail, about chat, about search, and all these things Yahoo came up with, but they couldn't execute to deliver the scalable product. For instance, every group Yahoo actually run their own server. I mean, once they get to 100, great, everything works perfect. Once they get 5,000, they feel the strain on the resource. Once they get a million, boom, big tank. This actually gave opportunity for Google, Facebook, and the other company basically to, this people really want this. Actually, we can do better than Yahoo, and Yahoo is not allowing it, right? Yahoo was the most valuable company for some time in internet, but I mean, probably not too many people are going to remember Yahoo in a couple of years, right? So this is, doing it for small number and doing it for large number, and that will be something not covered in my class. That should be in your systems class. That's why I'm saying your job is to translate this piece of text into software implementation. Okay? For us, the software implementation is just minimal, right? However, if you really want to make this a practical application, then you need to learn other classes. Right, system classes and cloud classes, and that's how teach you how to scale up to larger number of people. Okay? All right, so the server accept connections from client, deliver all messages from each client to other client, or deliver message from one client to a specific client if that's the one-to-one communication. So this is basically like Facebook or Snapchat. Just like you're sending just text messages, you're not sending Instagram images, right? A client must communicate with the server simultaneously. It may be ready to sender in. Basically, that's you need a way to input your messages. Okay, user must log in first. Okay, you have to be. This is your way to be able to identify yourself, right? Can communicate with. So after they enter their password account and that kind of thing. So you have to verify that validity, right? You cannot just let anybody just log in, right? If it's not valid, they get an error message. If somebody come in that you haven't seen them, you should be able to let them register for the application. That's it. So the server inform all online user when someone log in, right? So this so we don't do that. So in real life, basically all your friends can see you are online, not everybody on the app. We don't enforce that. Basically, everybody on your app, on your ecosystem, I would say, would be able to see you, right? So you can see all the online user. If the user want to communicate with someone, he'll just double click on the name and start sending messages, right? So otherwise, it's by default the message goes to all users. Okay. So the user interface to be friendly. That's just the suggestion. Okay. So to make it better, right? You can have a DOM interface that works just perfectly fine for our class, but that will not get you anywhere. Okay. Any questions about this? Good.
What is the minimum requirement as far as where, like the platform for it, or the operating system?
You can, for the beauty of Java in this case,
Yeah.
it should run on almost, this case we're not using any local resources, right? So the beauty of Java virtual machine is supposed to be is portability,
Yeah.
right? However, which is not totally true. So for instance, your code, the code written on the Java code written on one Android phone doesn't translate into another Android phone because a lot of time you are using local resources. Once you use local resources, then your Java code is not portable anymore, right? However, in our case, our Java code is perfectly portable.
Yeah, 'cause that's a.
Yeah. So I can. So essentially, it's So if I download your code, I have JVM. I should be able to run your code. Yes, your code, in this case, we don't have any feature that require local resources, essentially. Because we abstract away using socket, that's the only resource you're using, but socket is actually something already being wrapped up in Java virtual machine. So in that sense, your code should be portable. Yeah. But just keep in mind, Java is not necessarily always portable. If you use any local resources, for instance, you use GPS in this phone and GPS in your phone, they actually work differently, right? Different libraries provided by different phones. Questions?
So you mentioned that we should double click the name of the front list, and it is possible to do that when we run the Java code in IDE. Is that possible?
So if you have an IDE, so you mean run the code?
Yeah, like if we run the Java code in IDE, we are not able to click the string or the name from the interface. But if we got something interface like QQ or WeChat, we can double click the name.
Right.
But that requires to maybe JavaScript to do that, or Java IDE can successfully do that. Sure.
You need to have some kind of user interface here, right?
Yeah.
So basically, the double click is actually something you code into the interface,
Okay. Sure.
right?
And we can use mouse when we running the IDE.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's basically is something Java provide a way for you to do GUI, right?
Okay.
Right. So essentially, that GUI, when you have something there, you double click it, it doesn't do anything. Why? Because you didn't provide the code.
Oh, sure.
So
Okay.
it's actually, whenever you double click, something happens, is because another poor programmer did it for you. Okay? It's not like it's automatic